Nosferatu, an Arab folklore horror story respectful of Islamic values, crafted for a 10 to 15-minute YouTube narration. Intro: whispers of fear, desert wind howling in the background. In the dusty heart of Algiers mountains, nestled between jagged cliffs and forgotten Roman ruins, lies a village a few maps dare name. Its people live quiet lives, guided by prayer, tradition, and silence. But when the sun dips behind the peaks, and the shadows stretch long and thin, no one speaks of what lurks in the mountain's veins. They call it Nosferatu. Part 1. The Stranger in the Valley. His name was Hatim, a 32-year-old civil engineer from Oran, sent by the government to survey an abandoned colonial fort for a proposed ecotourism project. He was educated, pragmatic, and faithful in his deen but not superstitious. The fort was nestled just beyond the village of Ain Draham, a forgotten settlement with no phone service and barely any light after dusk. When Hatim arrived, the muezzin had just finished Maghrib. The villagers eyed him with unease. No smiles, no greetings, only silence. He was offered a place to stay by Sheikh Abdul Rahman, the village's elder and imam. The old man's face was weathered like sandstone, his voice soft but firm. "Leave before the third night," he warned. "Do not wander after Isha and never follow the shadows west of the fort." Hatim smiled politely, thinking it all superstition. But curiosity, like a wick in dry air, would soon ignite. TWO signs in the dark. The first night passed uneventful, save for strange sounds from the forest dragging steps, like something being pulled. Hatim dismissed it as jackal. The second day, while surveying the fort, he discovered a hidden staircase descending into a crypt sealed by rusted chains. On the stone door was a carving not Latin, not Arabic, but older, almost pre-human. That night he stayed up reading Quran, yet something in the shadows shifted. From his window, he saw a man tall, unnaturally thin, standing motionless beside the village. Well, he blinked. The figure was gone. The villagers began avoiding him the next morning. Even Sheikh Abdelrahman seemed tense. "He watches," the sheikh said quietly. "He waits for those who forget the boundary between life and what mocks it." Part 3. Nosferatu awakens. Hatim returned to the fort after Asar on the third day, driven by a strange compulsion. He descended the hidden stairs with a flashlight and an ayah on his tongue. Faidaja awadu alahirotilayasuna wuju. The crypt opened into a circular chamber. In the center, a stone sarcophagus, carved with depictions of unnatural beings feasting on men who prayed. A symbol half crescent, half serpent was etched into the lid. He felt faint, as though something ancient was staring through his soul. Suddenly, the flashlight died. He whispered the shahad. Then, a voice not heard, but felt crawled across his mind like cold fingers. He broke the seal. Part 4. The Night of Blood. Hatim fled the fort, but by the time he reached the village the sun had set. That night Ain Draham bled. Cattle found, drained of blood. The baker's daughter vanished. The village dogs wailed until their throats tore. Sheikh Abdelrahman gathered the men after Fajr and recited from Surah al-Baqarah, encircling the mosque in salt and palm ash. He revealed the truth. Long ago, the Romans sealed away a cursed creature, neither human nor jinn. It fed on the essence of the living, hiding behind human faces. It fears only Dhikr, the Quran, and the blood of the truly righteous. But the seal was broken, and Nosferatu was free. Part 5. The Final Night. By the fifth night, only 9 villagers remained. Hatim, racked with guilt, joined Sheikh Abdelrahman in preparing a trap, a recitation of Ayat al-Kursi in continuous dhikr throughout the night. But Nosferatu was not a mere vampirate, was a wraith born of disbelief in ancient rituals, feeding on silence and fear. At midnight it came, tall, cloaked, in tattered black, its face pale and eyeless, yet somehow still watching. It moved without sound, slipping through walls, its fingers elongated into needles. As it entered the mosque, Hatim stood his ground, reciting louder. But the Nosferatu laughed, its mouth splitting open from ear to ear. "Your tongue speaks truth, but your heart still doubts." And it lunged. In his final breath, Hatim remembered his mother's voice during childhood. "La takafila min Allah." He shouted Allahu Akbar, and something unseen answered. A shockwave of light burst from his chest. The creature screamed shrill and endless before its body shattered into ash, ending. A price paid. Dawn broke. The village survived, but Hatim did not. If only you'll break the seal again. Final whisper. Not all monsters sleep. Some only wait for the next doubter.